Hi everyone, I'm Hazel and I'm here today with my partner Maria, and we will be doing a color science series. In these series of experiments, you're going to get two super fun short experiments which deal with how color moves and changes. So I hope you all enjoy and have fun doing these experiments, and drop a like if you enjoy this video.
Hey everyone, it's Maria, and I am super thirsty after watching all of that flash science, so I am going to pour myself a drink of water. So here's my water here. Take a look at it. Look close. What do you notice? I don't know. I don't see anything crazy, so I think it's just plain water. I'm going to pour it into my little glass here and see what happens. Look! Look what happened to my water! It turned into Kool-Aid! How the heck did that work? Well, as you scientists may have noticed, this is not pure water. As you can see, it's very cloudy. Water doesn't do that. I actually mixed the water with a chemical called sodium carbonate. As you can see here, it's little white crystals that look like salt. And in this glass, it wasn't just empty, it was actually mixed with a chemical called pH indicator. Now, pH indicator is in this bottle here, but I'm not going to pour it out because you won't be able to see it. It's just a clear liquid. It kind of looks like water. And what happened when I mixed the two is that the pH indicator is actually a very special indicator. It tells us how acidic or basic a substance is. That's kind of confusing. What does that mean? So, if you've ever bitten into a lemon, you'll notice that your face probably puckered up and you said, wow, that is sour. Lemons are very acidic. In the middle here, we have what's called neutral substances. And theirs are just gonna be kind of like our regular water. If I had drank regular water, that would have just been neutral. Because it's not like, oh my goodness, that is super sour. Or, oh my goodness, that is definitely not sour. Like our basic substances. Basic is the opposite of acidic. Basic basically just means that it might be a little sweeter. If you've ever bitten a watermelon or some other sort of fruits, some of them are very sweet. That's gonna be kind of our basic substances. And pH indicator comes in because it tells us if it's acidic, neutral, or basic based on the color of the liquid or the substance. So scientists, I want you to use your observation skills, ask yourself what color you think this Kool-Aid-like liquid is, and tell me in the comments if you think it's acidic, neutral, or basic. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Hi everyone! So today we're going to do a super fun experiment that sounds kind of weird, but I promise you it works. So what we're going to do today is make colors walk. And I know that sounds weird because how can colors walk? But just stay with me and I'll show you. So you only need a few things for this experiment, and it's super easy to do. So all you need is some water, some cups, food coloring, a stirrer, scissors, and some paper towels. So what I'm going to do first is you can get between 3 to 7 cups. I'm using 5, and you can fill them up about halfway with water. I'm using beakers since I'm in a science lab, but if you're at home, you can just use any type of cup. The next thing you're going to do is get a piece of paper towel, and you're going to cut it into strips that are about half the width of the top of the cups you're using. So I'm just going to cut it real quick and what I'm doing right now is I'm going to cut 2 strips, not just one, because usually 1 strip isn't long enough to do this experiment. So I'd recommend cutting 2 or even 3 strips depending on how many cups you're using. So now I have these 2 strips, super cool. And what I'm going to do next is get the food coloring. So I have 3 colors of food coloring. I have blue, red, and yellow, and these are all the primary colors. So I'm going to put in red first. You can put in 1 or 2 drops, however much you want. Now yellow. And blue. And now I still have 2 cups left with no color in it, but I only have 3 bottles of food coloring. So what do you think I'm going to do? Since these are primary colors, I can make new colors with them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make green using yellow and blue. And I still have 1 more cup left, so I'm going to make purple using red and blue. So what you're gonna do is take your stirring stick, you can use a popsicle stick or even a spoon to stir, and just mix them all so that there's no food coloring left at the bottom. And now I have 5 super cool colors, and I know the purple looks kind of brown right now, but when we put the paper towels in, it's going to look purple. So make sure all of the cups are really close to each other. And now I'm going to start the experiment. So what I'm going to do is take the paper towels and just put it into the cups and make sure just they're overlapping over just like this. And I'm going to start using the second strip. So if you can see, just observe right now, and you can see that the water is coming up the paper towels and it's blending at the tops. And so in this way, the color is walking to each other. So while we're just gonna wait for that to move, but we're gonna talk about the weird part of this experiment. So for some reason, the water is going up, but normally water goes down. If I just dropped a cup of water here, the water would go off the table, not up. So there's something definitely kind of weird happening here, and I'm just gonna tell you what it is. So what's happening here is something called capillary action. So capillary action is when water travels upward, and there's some real life examples of this. So when it rains and there's plants outside, the rain goes into the soil and the roots suck it up, and the water goes all the way up to the flower so the flower can use it to grow and to get nutrients. So although walking colors seems like an experiment that you might not use all the time, this capillary action is something you see every day when you go outside. So now it's been about a minute, and we can take the paper towels out. And be careful when you do the steps. This is why I put paper towel under here so it doesn't make too much of a mess. And you can see here that the colors blended together, and I'm gonna hold up the next one. And these colors also blended together. And I have some dried ones over here so you can see what they look like when they're dry. And you can use these to make ribbons, or you can even use them to make bookmarks to give to your friends and family. So I hope you guys enjoy this experiment, and I hope you have fun testing out new colors. And if I challenge you to do something cool and new with this experiment, so what do you think would happen if I moved the cups further apart? Do you think it would take longer or a shorter time for the colors to blend together? I hope you guys get to try this experiment at home and have fun with it. Bye.